You're the man who...
I'll explain everything, I promise. Oh, such pretty costumes. Who are you?
Hello guys, my name is Cyrus, and today we are going to once again talk about my favorite cartoon of all time, Miraculous Lady Trash. At first this show started out as nothing but a fun guilty pleasure. That's the entire reason why I decided to watch this show. I just wanted to have some guilty, pleasurable fun. Then season 2 came along and it actually started to get good for real. Not great, but good. And then season 3 transpired and said, "What's that? You thought this show is starting to get good?" Season 3 is a gigantic mess. Seasons 1 and 2 are both messy, but I think season 3 is the most messed up one. Do I like season 3? Why do I need to answer such a stupid question? Of course I do not like season 3. In fact, I despise season 3. It overall sucks. There are some things that I do like about season 3. Cat Blanc. Compared to a lot of season 3 episodes, this episode is awesome. This used to be my most favorite one, but not anymore. Looking back, it's good, but not the best. I've seen better episodes. Although I'm still not sure what is my favorite episode ever. Stormy Weather? I guess. I honestly think it would have been a billion times better if this is a 2-part episode, and the real finale of season 3. Sure, it won't be the best finale ever, but it would honestly be a lot better than the episode that I'm about to talk about in a moment. The other thing I like about season 3 is Felix. Felix is awesome. Not the episode, but the character. Extremely interesting, extremely badass, and extremely underrated as hell. He deserves to have more episodes, damn it. I hope he will get more episodes. Oh wait, he will come back. Oh hell yeah! As for the episode Felix, I think it's good, better than most of season 3 episodes, but it's not great. There is one thing that I truly despise, truly despise about that episode.
It's time for punishment, naughty boy.
Be careful what you wish for, naughty girls.
Wow. If this is not what you call sexist, then tell me, what in God's name is sexist? Now for the things I don't like about season 3, we have everything else. Simple as that. Mostly every episode in season 3 are, in my opinion, unnecessary, very stupid, very frustrating, and just downright insulting. I hate season 3, mostly because of Party Crasher and Miracle Queen. And Party Crasher! Let's talk about this episode, shall we? In this video, I'll review these 2 episodes at the same time, because I feel like they're just one big episode split into 2. That's basically what they are. Before we get to the bad stuff, let us first talk about the good stuff. Marinette. I hate Marinette! Not because I hate Asians, and not because I think boys are better than girls, you out-of-context morons. I hate Marinette because she's absolutely atrocious. She's so annoying, so narcissistic, so problematic, she just sucks as a protagonist that I'm supposed to be loving. It's really difficult for me to love her, let alone like her, when the horrible things that she has done don't make logical sense. Do I even need to mention the fact that she doesn't face consequences? I'm sorry, but I just find it extremely unfair that so many of these characters, if not all of these characters, gets to face consequences of their actions, but Marinette doesn't? Why? Just like a lot of these guys, she has done so many bad things, arguably the worst things. So why can't she face the consequences of her actions? Tell me why! Tell me why! Because she's the main character. Stupid excuse. I honestly think it would have been so much better if she learns her lessons by facing consequences. It would actually make me feel sympathy for Marinette. It would actually make her relatable. It would be a lot better than Tiki teaching her all the time.
Oh, Marinette.
Fuck off, Tiki. Overall, I don't like Marinette simply because I don't like the way she's written. And if you want to know the truth, I'm tired of Marinette. I don't like her toxic behavior, but the fact that they kept on showing it over and over and over again, it's so tiring. Her toxic behavior doesn't make sense and it's tiring. And now you guys might be saying, well, Cyrus, does her behavior need to make logical sense? No. It doesn't need to make logical sense. But even though that I know this is meant to be a joke, I still think it's garbage, because in the end it doesn't make any logical sense. I take that back, because that was just me in the past. Right now I've grown up and I've learned new things, and I will keep on learning new things. Her behavior doesn't need to make sense as long as it's acceptable and entertaining. To prove my point... Shut up! Shut up! Please, shut up! To prove my point, let's take a look at some characters that have acceptable behaviors. Chloe. Her behavior is bad. As a matter of fact, being a bully is bad. But story-wise, her behavior is acceptable. Because not only does it make so much sense, but it's also her whole point. Her entire purpose is to be the typical school bully. And it worked really well. And besides, she's not really the main character that I'm supposed to be rooting for. And she's not even supposed to be an inspiration. So, her behavior in this story is acceptable. Lucy, her behavior is acceptable. Even though it doesn't make sense, like literally it doesn't make sense, and it never will, I accept the fact that she's crabby, because that's her whole point. Trevor, acceptable. Even though he kills people, even though he murders people, even though he rapes people, I can accept his behavior, because that's his whole point. Committing crimes, being an asshole, and also trying to find love. Because he never really experienced it, and he really wants to.
Look, Deborah! Floyd! Will you marry me?
Marinette? Her behavior is
Unacceptable!
She's supposed to be the main character that I'm supposed to be loving, relating to, and feel sympathy for. She is also meant to inspire little kids. But the fact that they portray her as someone who commits various crimes, like stealing cell phones and breaking into someone's home, and the fact that they actually pass this as cute, is truly unacceptable! In my opinion, Marinette being infatuated by Adrian would be annoying, but acceptable. More acceptable than being a criminal. I really want her to change. She desperately needs character development, and I really want Alia to fuck off.
Cool, right? Ladybug knows me. My blog. She thinks it's awesome. Awesome!
The only good thing I can say about her behavior is at least it's entertaining. But I'm getting tired of it! When was the last time I actually liked Marinette? The very first episode. Origins parts 1 and 2. Way before she fell in love, or should I say, started to get overly obsessed with Adrian. I liked Marinette. I thought she was very sympathetic and relatable. But ever since she became obsessed with Adrikins, my thoughts about Marinette kinda went downhill. She transforms from being likable to being
I want to call the cops on you. Get away from Major Kins. You don't deserve him. You don't deserve Luca either.
Thank the Lord Jesus Christ that Marinette finally became likable in Love Eater. Or Heart Hunter. Which one's the right title? Because I was actually planning on saying, I don't care if she dies. Thanks to this episode, I will never say that. Basically in this episode, she sucks. But that's totally fine. Because in the end, she breaks down crying. I like that. I like watching her suffer. Because it makes me believe that she is a real human. I can finally see her as a real human being. Which is something I've been desperately waiting for the whole series. Marinette just crying about the bad things that she has done. Instead of Tiki teaching her all the time, Tiki, you better not disturb and teach her a lesson because I really want this moment to last long. Go away, Tiki! The other thing I like about these episodes is Ladybug hugging Cat Noir underwater. About time she realizes that she needs him. I mean, come on, after everything he has done for you, you gotta give him that. That hug is extremely well deserved. I love it. The last thing that I like about the finale is Master Fuck's message to Marinette.
Even if life doesn't always give us the gifts we were hoping for, the real gift is life itself.
Now that is a great lesson.
Even if life doesn't always give us the gifts we were hoping for, the real gift is life itself.
Dude, I know it's a great message, but you really don't have to repeat yourself, okay? Now for the things that I don't like about the finale, we have...
When When my mother left for New York, I felt so sad. It felt like she was... But she came back, and I know how lucky I am. So you can count on me, my Adrikins.
Chloe, just as annoying as usual.
Now before we talk about her again, let me just ask, what the hell is this? Huh? What the hell is this? What in God's name is that? What? What the hell is this? Who thought this was a good idea? A kindergarten student? If this is not what you call lazy animation, then tell me, what the hell is lazy animation? Alright, let's get to Chloe. Oh my god. I had no problem with the idea of Chloe becoming bad again. I don't care about the concept. The only thing I care about is the execution. And the execution of Chloe becoming bad again sucks so hard. That's what she said. I've already made 2 videos about this topic. Damn, 2 videos? That's how much I hated it. But I never really fully analyzed the execution of Chloe's downfall. I just kept on saying, I hated it, it sucks so much, I hate you guys. So now, it is about time to analyze the execution of Chloe's downfall, and why I personally think it sucks. In Season 1, Chloe was mostly used as a plot device. Most of the time, she was just used for Akuma triggering. I hated Chloe in Season 1. In Season 2, I completely changed my mind. Chloe now has character, struggles, conflicts, development, a backstory, everything a 3-dimensional character must have. I think we can all agree that Season 2 is Chloe's best season. In Season 3, her development got completely Thanos snapped.
Mercy.
No, it's not mercy, man. She transforms from being a 2-dimensional bully to a 3-dimensional character to a 2-dimensional bully again. Now why is that? Well, let's take a look at Maledictator. In this awesome episode, Chloe saved Paris with Ladybug. In the end, everyone threw a party for Queen Bee. I guess this selfie is trying to imply that Chloe loves being Queen Bee so much that she can't wait to do it again. Her excitement to become Queen Bee again has been further implemented in Heroes Day, Part 1, where she made a freaking bee signal. And now onto Season 3. In Season 3, Chloe asked for her Bee Miraculous, again and again and again.
You should ask Queen Bee for some help. I hope you remembered to bring my Miraculous.
In the episode Miracular, Chloe becomes so upset about the fact that she gets passed on again and again. Later in the episode, she gets akumatized but was able to fully resist it. Alia couldn't do it, Nino couldn't do it, Adrian couldn't do it, Marinette couldn't do it. No one, and I mean no one, has ever resisted an akumatization. Unlike her. She is literally the one and only miraculous character that was able to fully resist an Akuma, thanks to her faith in our main hero.
Chloe Bourgeois really is quite unique.
Indeed she is, Hawkmoth. How could you just forget that? How could you just abandon the character that has done something truly exceptional? Later, Velma got akumatized and transformed into Miracular, which is basically Chameleon but no kissing. Chameleon sucks. I just want to get that off my chest. She sucks. Possibly the worst villain in the show. I mean, look at her. She looks like nothing but a regular student. She has no freaking costume, no cool costume or whatever. Kiss someone to transform into them? Why not just touch someone? That way, it's not cringy. After Velma got deevilized with the help of Queen Bee, we get to an extremely important conversation. This conversation is really important for Chloe, because she's about to realize something very difficult to accept. She cannot be Queen Bee anymore. She cannot live her dream anymore, simply because everyone knows who she is, including Gabriel. This conversation is a really big deal to Chloe, and to the fans who love Chloe as Queen Bee. But how did they execute it? Just a couple of dialogues here and there, blah blah blah. It's like they didn't even bother doing anything with this conversation. They just made them say, "Oh, Chloe, you can't be Queen Bee anymore." What? But I did everything the writers told me to. Yes, I know, but this is too risky for you. Everyone knows who you are, including Hawkmoth. He does look like Batman though. I understand. But I'm sure you'll need me again. This conversation is supposed to be a really big deal to Chloe. Yet they treated it like it was just something that's in their way. You know what? I think that perfectly sums up Chloe. Chloe, in the writer's perspective, is just something that's in their way. She used to be their golden trophy, but now she's just dust. Dust that they really want to clean off. And I truly despise that.
This is pretty tense, isn't it, Todd?
Yeah, my knees are shaking. I got butterflies in my stomach. But I guess this builds character.
Who wants to build character? Let's quit.
Okay.
You really should have just made Chloe move on from her dream of becoming a superhero like Ladybug. They really should have just made this conversation longer and made Chloe realize that she can never do this again. Chloe needs to learn that her being Queen Bee will not go over and over. Song reference. And also, I don't think this is something that they have done before. Make Chloe realize that she is not a good person. Make her realize that she can't be a superhero anymore and she's not a good person. So she can finally realize that everything that she's been doing are just a waste of her life. She needs to realize that not only does she need to stop being Queen Bee, but she also needs to change. That would be a true redemption arc. Chloe is not irredeemable, okay? Nobody is irredeemable. Saying someone is irredeemable is just very, very wrong. And it truly is a bad lesson to teach kids. Remember, kids, you can never change. You can never grow up. Once a brat, always a brat. That is not a good message. This is a good message.
Hey, dude. That's not cool.
Chloe is redeemable. There are countless ways for her to be redeemed other than just being Queen Bee all the time. The possibilities are endless. Chloe can be redeemed. You just need to write something, I don't know, something better than this. But no, they just had to make her bad again in the laziest way possible, all because they don't like her. Then why the hell did they do this in the first place then, huh? If they never wanted Chloe to be good, then why did they get my hopes up in the first place? Do they really think it's funny to fool the audience? Why couldn't they just use Lila and Felix to be the final bosses of the finale? Oh wait, they already used Lila. So why didn't they use Felix? Felix is awesome! Interesting as hell, badass as hell. He deserves to make a comeback. He deserves to have a comeback here. Could you imagine how awesome it would have been if Felix was the final boss of this episode? Why can't we have good things, Miraculous? Overall, Chloe becoming bad again is not a bad idea, as long as it's executed well. But it's not. And that's why I don't like Chloe's downfall. The execution of her downfall is just ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. In my opinion, this scene ruined everything. I'm serious. This scene is the entire reason why I think this is the worst season finale ever. The whole thing was just ruined by just one scene. And yes, it's possible for an entire episode or an entire movie to be completely ruined with just one scene, if that one scene is extremely important and must be done right. This movie, ruined by one scene. This movie, ruined by one scene. These episodes, ruined by one scene. I've already talked about this scene, so allow me to repeat myself. After almost being annihilated by Hawkmoth, he passed the torch to Marinette. Why? Because he thinks that Marinette is worthy enough to be the next Guardian. Even though she made a terrible mistake in that episode, even though it's her fault that Master Fuck was exposed to Hawkmoth, even though that she still needs to learn a lot, she gets to be the next Guardian. Worst build-up ever. Hello? I'm right here. I'm right fucking here, you fucking Master Fuck. From what I understand, Master Fuck hates being the Guardian. He never actually wanted to become the next Guardian, so why did he have no problem passing the torch to Marinette? Why did he have no problem passing the torch to someone who isn't that much older than him when he became the Guardian? Why did he do that? Tell me why! I think I know why he did that. He did that not because he thinks Marinette is worthy. He did that so he can avoid being crushed to death by Hawkmoth and run away freely. This dumbass scene right here is so awful. It truly makes Master Fuck look like a hypocrite and a coward at the same time. Hypocrite because he had no problem making Mary the next Guardian, even though he hated being a Guardian, and even though he's a wise mentor. Coward because him passing the torch to Marinette just to avoid being crushed and run away freely really makes him look like one. Some people actually say that he was just pretending to have amnesia, so he cannot worry about being a mentor to Marinette anymore, and so he can finally be free from responsibility. If that's true, then I can safely conclude without a shadow of a doubt that Master Fuck is most definitely a hypocrite and a coward. Nothing can change my mind. Unless if something remarkable happens in Season 4. That would take a miracle. Yeah, go ahead and fuck off, Master Fuck. I don't ever want to see you again. All of the sad emotions that I've been witnessing, I thought it was all building up to something consequential and dramatically depressing. I thought the heroes are going to be defeated. For the first time, I thought this was going to end up like Infinity War. And I thought Season 4 is going to be like Endgame. But no, everything is fine. All because of Master Fuck. The villains are defeated. Mary became the new Guardian. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
I guess they were trying to subvert my expectations with this one, which is totally fine. Subverting expectations is not a bad thing, as long as it's done right. In my opinion, they failed. They failed to subvert my expectations in a good way. Simply because of this guy making Mary the new Guardian out of nowhere. And I mean out of nowhere. If you're trying to make a character that I don't like to subvert my expectations, how would you expect me to like it, let alone care about it? By making the character do something so remarkable that it will make me like him. But he didn't. What he did to Marinette, in my opinion, is a total dick move. If you guys really think about it, all of this is not Marinette's fault. In my opinion, or maybe this is a fact, this is all Master Fuck's fault. Think about it. He was the one who revealed himself to Hawkmoth in the episode Feast. It's all his fault that Hawkmoth knows who he is and what he looks like. He made things even worse by ruining Mary's life. Nice one, dude. I wasn't trying to be funny, I was being serious. I seriously believe that Master Fuck definitely ruined Mary's life by making her the new Guardian out of nowhere. Imagine if you were given a chance to be the president of a country. But I don't have any knowledge of politics. Too bad, kid. You're the new president whether you like it or not. If you try to resist, we'll kill you and your whole family. That's exactly what he did to Mary. Well, not exactly, but likely. He made her the new Guardian even if she still needs to learn a hell of a lot. What's even worse is that she has no choice but to bear with this because she can't take it back due to Master Fuck's out of nowhere amnesia.
Oh, such pretty costumes. Who are you?
Fuck you. And even if she tries to take it back, her memories will be lost too, just like his.
It's the rule of the Guardians. Their memory gets erased when they pass on the box to protect the secret identities of the miraculous holders.
Wow! Congratulations, Master Fuck. You officially ruined someone's life. And you officially ruined the entire finale of Season 3. The fact that he made Mary the new Guardian out of nowhere, and the fact that he lost his memory afterwards just makes me wanna... This, my friends, is subverting expectation at its worst. Chloe becoming an asshole again is already bad enough, but this just made everything worse. Master Fuck is the entire reason why I hate the season finale of Season 3. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Wise mentor, my ass. And now you guys might be saying, well, Cyrus, how would you write this scene if you were... How would you write this scene if you were the one to do it? Well, I'm not really a professional, but here you go. In my own version, if I want to subvert people's expectations properly, I will make Chloe betray Hawkmoth during the final battle, and then help Ladybug and Cat Noir defeat him. A lot of people thought she changed after season 2, and people actually started to like Chloe. So why not change her back to being bad again and then subvert people's expectations by showing that Chloe has changed while they still think that she can never change. And then after the battle, Chloe says sorry to Ladybug and the rest of the guys and tells them that she accepts not being Queen Bee anymore because she realizes that she was just wasting her life waiting for Ladybug to show up and give her the Bee Miraculous. She realized that there is more to life than just your dreams. That is what I would do in my version. It's not perfect, let alone great, but I honestly think it'll do. Now let us get to the elephant question. Mary becoming the new Guardian. Is this a consequence? Has Mary finally faced the consequences of her actions? Or is this another dumbass, undeserved reward? Well, it really depends on someone's opinion. Yes, this is a consequence, in my opinion. Thanks to her becoming the new Guardian, she now has so much responsibility. She now has so much to worry about. She now needs to grow up and mature even more. Definitely a consequence. An undeserved consequence. An example of a deserved consequence is Uncle Ben's death from Spider-Man. Peter definitely deserves that, because he didn't listen to his uncle. He used his great powers with great irresponsibility. Uncle Ben dying in front of Peter and then later realizes that it's his fault that he died is most definitely a deserved consequence. An example of an undeserved consequence is Mary becoming the new Guardian out of nowhere. What did she ever do to deserve that? She made a lot of terrible mistakes, yet she gets to be the new Guardian? That is what you call an undeserved consequence. If they want to give Mary a deserved consequence, then I think they should have made the villains one. Giving a character an undeserved consequence is not a bad thing, as long as it makes, say it with me now children, sense.
But in my opinion, it didn't make sense.
Did Master Fuck made her the new Guardian because he thinks she's worthy enough? Or did he do that so he can make her feel better? Or did he do that so he can escape from Hawkmoth? Did he have ulterior motives or what? No, the truth is, he really did think that Mary is worthy enough to be the next Guardian. I think. Has she ever trained so hard for this moment in her life? Some people actually say, yes, she has trained so hard. Off screen. Well, how was I supposed to know that something happened when it's off screen? Excellent writing. Bottom line, I like the fact that Mary finally faced a consequence, but I didn't like the consequence itself because it merely didn't make sense. And at the same time, it did make sense. It made sense because she is worthy enough to be the next Guardian, due to the fact that she has trained hard enough. It didn't make sense because how was I supposed to know that she has trained so hard since all of the training is off screen? Marinette becoming the new Guardian made sense and didn't make sense at the same time. And when you put sense and nonsense together, what the hell do you got? You got bullshit! And you know what? That perfectly sums up the whole finale. The entire finale of Season 3 is bullshit. Because it made sense and it didn't make sense at the same time. And I'll be damned. I'll be damned if this series gets better and better. Because I don't think it will after this...
How disappointing.
I know, this episode sucks! In conclusion, these episodes are garbage. They ruined one of the most complex characters in the entire show, and they did this scene. I was actually planning on giving Love Eater a 5 and Miracle Queen a 4, but this scene came along and ruined everything. It's just that bad. Is it the worst season finale ever? No, not really. Is it one of the worst season finales ever? Nah, it's just dog shit. Simply because it did the thing that this show has always been doing. It didn't make sense. And it made sense at the same time, which is total bullshit. I'm going to give both of these episodes a 3 out of 10 at the same time. And I, for one, cannot wait to see Season 4.